YouTube. This is just another reaction video. Today, watching penguinz0. Charlie, this picture ruined his entire career. I think I know a little bit about what's going on based on the thumbnail, and I figured this would be a fun one to react with you guys. So, yeah, I think we're gonna get into it, but don't forget to slap the subscribe button and like the video and drop a comment below. I'll respond to all of them. Know what you think? Alrighty, get into the video.
I've never been a huge believer in fate or destiny, that people's lives follow a predetermined path that they're forced to go down. I've never really subscribed to that belief until recently. I think there are people out there that are just born to be losers, just like a joke of a person that follows this trajectory of the most pathetic path possible. I'm talking specifically about one man that I've made multiple videos on now, named Billy Mitchell, the
Yes.
self-proclaimed video game player of the
Alrighty.
century, a lame-ass title that he pretty much gave himself because he had some high scores in some old video games, most notably his King of Kong score, the high score in Donkey Kong, which he cheated for.
Yeah,
I
didn't
know
he? I
that's
think he
a
cheated for a
dangerous
couple
word
of
to be
them.
talking about in the same
But yeah,
sentence
he
as Billy
outright
because
cheated.
he is so litigious. He sues everyone who accuses him of cheating or even makes fun of him in relation to cheating. He even tried to sue Cartoon Network because his feelings got hurt when there was a villain in the regular show that bears a resemblance to him
I
who
love
blows up
that.
when he loses his high
It's so
score in a
good.
video game. And he got so offended, this sensitive nematode got so fucking upset about it that he tried suing Cartoon Network and subsequently got laughed out of court for it. So not only is he so pitiful that he fakes his video game high scores, but he also is an insufferable douchebag who legally comes after anyone that makes jokes about him or talks about him in a bad light. And he fails to realize that the person that does the most damage to his reputation is himself for these
Bro,
absolute childish tantrums that he throws.
he's he's like he is talking about like multiple times. He's flipped out on like so many people. Like he is known. Like there's a reason he was the bad guy in a regular show episode. So sorry about
He
that.
is a known cheater. There are mountains upon mountains of evidence against him. There is more evidence to confirm Billy Mitchell has cheated than there is evidence to confirm the sun is hot. He is a fucking cheater. But even if you want to disregard all of the evidence that currently exists, Carl Jobst recently made an amazing breakdown of new evidence that just surfaced that 100% confirms that he has cheated his scores. The video is amazing. Carl Jobst, I recently made a video on about
That's
Billy Mitchell
awesome.
because he is being sued by Billy not once but twice. One of them because he used a meme that insinuated Billy as a cheater. It's beyond comical at this point, but now all of that seems like it's going to be completely washed. You can just wipe your ass with a lawsuit at this point with the new evidence that surfaced that Carl Jobst highlights
I
here.
wonder if
And
he
I'd like to
actually
go over the
believes
whole
it though.
situation here
I
with
wonder if
you and
it's
show
like
you
a
some highlights from it.
psychological
I'm also going
issue.
to put a link to Carl's video in the description so you can check it out in its
It's gotta
entirety.
be. That's
Overall,
the
I'm
only
just
way that
super
makes sense,
excited
right?
about this and extremely happy to see where it goes from
If
here
he's just
because this should
forced
100%
himself to
put
believe
the
that
absolute
memory
kibosh on all of his lawsuits since the truth
that
is
isn't real.
now known. No matter, like, if you disregard all of the other evidence, this one is completely irrefutable, I think, and that's great. Billy Mitchell, man, he just can't stop collecting these L's. Just to quickly bring everyone up to speed here, Billy Mitchell, video game player of the century, also punching bag for the regular show, where he even tried to sue them for making fun of him in an episode, has come after many people legally for all kinds of defamation cases. And the core of it boils down to people accusing him of being a cheater. And I'm going to go a step further. They're not just accusing him like, allegations of cheating. They have caught him being a cheater. But he has always maintained his innocence. And that's where it all stems from. He still claims he's never cheated, and anyone that makes fun of him or says otherwise gets a nice fat lawsuit from Billy Mitchell. Cooked up in the deepest pits of his basement, I guess. I'm pretty sure he writes them himself, and he takes it as far as it can go. Have you been sued? Billy Mitchell has still not sued me, and I have made fun of him fucking 50 times by now. I don't know why. I actually feel left out. I feel like I'm not part of the cool kids lunch table here because Billy Mitchell won't sue me. He is suing Carl because Carl used a meme of Billy that made fun of him and insinuated he was a cheater. Funny. Carl used a meme. I have point blank called this absolutely disheveled, drunk-looking man a cheater a million times. Point blank. And he won't come after me.
He won't.
Asshole. I'm gonna sue him for refusing to sue me.
How is it possible that he performed them at a live event in front of hundreds of people if he faked it and actually played on an emulator? The videotapes must be fake, or are not his actual gameplay, or should just be ignored, because he has real people that say he really did it, and they saw it happen, so it must be legit. As Billy said in his lawsuit, if everyone is lying, it must be a conspiracy akin to that of the Kennedy assassination.
I wonder what his hair looks like before he puts...
Wait, what? Pardon? What was that?
Product in.
Thus, Twin Galaxies' case essentially rests on a conspiracy nearly as broad and untenable as the Kennedy assassination. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he writes these himself. What self-respecting lawyer is going to sit down and put that in text? Who would do that? Like, I'm surprised he doesn't go into like the Zapruder film. What they faked here is akin to the Zapruder film.
Is ludicrous.
And in fact, the moon landing too, while we're at it.
The videotapes were the only tangible evidence these scores ever happened, so that's all anyone had to go off. Aside from the tapes, it was just people saying that it happened, which really doesn't cut it. There was no footage of Billy actually playing. There was nothing to indicate that he was even there, or...
I'm sorry to keep pausing so frequently. It's just such a wacky case. He still believes that he shouldn't be accused of being a cheater because even if those tapes are faked or whatever, people saw him do it live and have verbally said, he did it. That's fucking useless. I could get people together and say that I grew 5 inches. But then if you see me on camera and I'm 5'6", I can't just be like, no, that doesn't make sense. That's as untenable as the Kennedy assassination. This is all fabricated. It's fraudulent. Look at all these people that said that I grew 5 inches. It's fucking worthless. It's a fucking worthless statement, and I don't know if Billy's too stupid to realize that or if he truly does believe it.
I think he truly does.
Why would anyone take you at your word?
That's what I'm saying.
I could say I got the high score on Donkey Kong. I got a 15 billion. And then I could have everyone in chat say, yeah, Charlie got a 15 billion. Should Twin Galaxies put that on their website and make me the world record?
Especially if it's like Ludwig or something, or Charlie or someone like that. Like, yeah, you might have tens of thousands of people saying, like, no way, that didn't happen. There is no proof, and I don't believe it. And then there's a tenth of the community who's screaming yes, potentially. It's Ludwig, it depends on the day. But yeah, that's wild.
Holder? I don't have any video evidence of it, but I have a ton of people that said I did it. The answer should be a resounding no. It's so silly. It's so silly.
That he played at all. That is, until now. For the first time in 15 years, photos of Billy Mitchell at one of these events where he claims to have achieved one of his world records have surfaced. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. These photos absolutely destroy Billy's case. He is done. There is no more doubt Billy will...
So wait, what? Sorry, I got just...
Oh, it's so silly. It's so silly.
That he played at all. That is, until now. For the first time in 15 years, photos of Billy Mitchell at one of these events where he claims to have achieved one of his world records have surfaced. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. These photos absolutely destroy Billy's case. He is done. There is no more doubt Billy will lose his lawsuit. These photos...
This is already so fucking good.
Somebody found
these photos destroy the lawsuit.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Why? The referee who looks really sad to be there? Did he let the cat out of the bag? Man, that tie is mean though. Look at Billy
None of the
Mitchell's
people
tie.
in the
Holy shit,
picture are the
Captain
people
America
that he
over here.
listed off that seen
These
it.
photos do more damage than anything that has come before them, and I'm not exaggerating. Even if you disregard all of the videotape evidence, Billy's world records would still be disqualified, and he would still be banned for lying just because of these photos. So how is that even possible? Let's find out.
None
I
of these
really
are the
hope you
people
enjoy.
that he was talking about.
Man, this would be worse than if his sex tape leaked,
Now,
I guess.
Legends, I am super excited because the second is a 1.05 million point score Billy achieved in 2007, which is known as the mortgage broker's score. This is because he supposedly achieved it at a mortgage broker's convention. The videotapes for both of these
What?
scores show footage that
didn't
isn't
remember that.
legitimate. This is a fact, and it's why he was banned. But aside from
Oh, let me read that one more time. It's been
Okay,
a while since I've seen this.
Billy.
It is inarguable that he was cheating, by the way. It's not allegations. It is legitimately inarguable. I can't remember. Did we go over the entire evidence package on stream at some point, or am I having a fake memory right now? Maybe we did it on the podcast. Because I do remember going through at least a good chunk of it. Quite a while back. Number 3 is just a single sentence. During the event, Billy played in a very large convention room and interacted with and performed in front of thousands of people, myself included. And? It's...
Cool.
Oh, this is all one person's statement. Oh, I thought this was 5 or 6 different statements from different people. I was like, what the fuck? There's nothing more there. This is one person's account. Okay. This is part of the whole thing from her statement. I was like, Jesus, come on. I don't know if I feel like going through the whole thing. But I guess a written testimonial claiming that they saw it, that's all you need. Surely there's no such thing as lying. And many of the members I worked with are still active members now. All this information is very available, very public, and quite memorable.
For the pictures.
Sheila, why are you writing that with so much attitude? You're not the one on trial for cheating or anything. That was a very aggressive sign-off.
this leaves 3 witnesses that say they directly saw him get the world record. The first is from a guy called Richard Mallion. He says he watched Billy's score reach beyond 1 million points and that he saw him achieve his targeted score. Richard is actually a childhood friend of Billy's. In fact, he appeared opposite Billy in the school yearbook. But let's not hold that against him. While it is common for friends to lie for each other, let's not assume that's what happened. He has a nice suit, and he has a nice watch.
Very
trustworthy.
trustworthy.
No one who dresses this well could lie. So I'm going to put that into the yes column. For the no column, there isn't much I found out about Richard that really concerns me, except for this super tiny detail of him pleading guilty to conspiracy, securities fraud, money laundering, and criminal contempt in 19...
Could have happened to anyone, and in fact, I'm going to tell you what happened. He was set up by twin galaxies. They knew there was a connection between the Duck and Billy Mitchell, the King of Kong, and they tried to attack everyone in Billy's circle. Complete misunderstanding. Very fabricated, not real.
1996, after an FBI sting
I wouldn't
operation.
hold it against him.
I mean, it's probably nothing, but it would be remiss of me if I didn't include it. Maybe this is being too judgmental, but I'm going to go ahead and add to the fact that he was charged again with fraud in 2019 by the SEC and had to pay back $750,000.
Once again, Carl, this was a setup. My man, this was twin galaxies trying to take out the witnesses. You know, no different than Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, where Scott had to go through all the ex-boyfriends and shit. This is twin galaxies going through all of the witnesses right now. You can't hold it against Richard here. He did nothing wrong.
In 2021, Richard was unfortunately arrested for conspiracy to commit fraud. Look, he has just not been lucky when it comes to fraud. He keeps getting caught. I, for one,
committing
this
fraud.
picture here... Now I know it was a frame job, and I know it's all false, because they're doing my man Richard so dirty with this mugshot here. Like, it looks like he's fucking skydiving, like all the skin's being pushed towards the back of his skull here. It's like he's fucking melting. Where does the neck start and the chin end? Oh, man. Is he laying down
It looks like
and they took this picture? What is going on here?
That's
keeps getting caught. I, for one, do not hold this against him. When I look at this table, I see 3-3. It's pretty
That's
even.
tough. That's
Personally,
a toss-up.
I'm leaning towards trusting the guy, but you let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, so
Yeah, I
Billy's first
agree.
witness is a
I
bit
think
sketch.
isn't it?
Who's number 2? Billy's
That was a
second
real
witness
big
that
one.
says he saw him
Oh
get
God,
it
it's
is
Todd
Todd
Rogers.
Oh boy, this is not going well. Okay, hit me with number 3. Surely we're going to get a winner.
He's probably not going to touch on Todd Rogers. Todd Rogers is
How
another
does he know who
notorious
Todd Rogers?
cheater of these old
Oh
game high
my
scores.
God.
He has a whole saga of his own. I don't even think I could do it justice trying to summarize it here. But that is so poetic that one of the other witnesses is fucking Todd Rogers. That's amazing. This is like a team of Avengers that he has for witnesses.
The third witness that says they saw Billy get the score is Kim Mahoney, who is also Todd Rogers' girlfriend. I'm going to be completely honest here.
Coincidence.
I'm getting the impression that Billy's witnesses may not be entirely trustworthy. There's Billy and Todd posing with a couple of people. There's a camera that was recording Billy play, even though that footage doesn't seem to exist for some reason.
They
Here's
left the
Billy
lens
and Todd
on.
posing
Lens
again
cap.
with the thumbs up. Maybe this is just after Billy got the world record. I have to admit, everything here looks pretty legit, and oh my god, what is that?
I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm not knowledgeable enough. What is it? Is it a copyright 2023 on there?
That joystick is not an original Donkey Kong joystick. This arcade machine does not have original, unmodified Donkey Kong arcade hardware.
Oh,
this
jeepers.
is an original Donkey Kong stick. It's got a big black ball and a short column. The
Oh,
stick on
wow.
Billy's arcade is a tall stick with a smaller ball, and it's obviously red, so the stick has been changed to something else.
Easily explainable. This machine was considered so legit that they had to change out the stick. Otherwise, because people were fighting each other to compete for high scores on it because it was so fucking real. So the stick just got worn out from overusage. But the machine, that's the only thing that's been changed. That much I'm sure of. Or, you know what? That's a good point. This could have been a special edition cabinet that was sent to Billy Mitchell by Nintendo themselves. They were so happy that the King of Kong wanted to use an arcade cabinet that they made that they gave him a special red stick. You know, for the red, white, and blue because he's such a patriot, obviously. Easily explainable.
God bless.
On top of that, it appears to be an 8-way stick. Now, the original Donkey Kong stick is 4-way, which means it can only go up, down, left, and right. The game can be played. If you want to steer barrels while on a ladder, you have to stop and hold left or right, because you can't go up and to the side at the same time. But with an 8-way stick, you can continue to climb ladders while steering barrels by using the diagonals. With an 8-way stick, you can do things you can't do on an original arcade, which is...
I'm actually just even shocked that he played the game. I thought this was going to prove that Billy Mitchell's never even touched Donkey Kong in his life.
Yeah, I was really hoping for that.
So honestly, at this point, I have a little more respect for Billy knowing that he just used a cheating device in order to have a better score, like to play better. I thought for sure it was going to come out that he just doesn't even know what Donkey Kong is. He's never touched the fucking thing in his life.
It's substantially less of a crime.
Which is why they are banned. So not only is the stick not original, which was totally banned, it looks like an 8-way stick, which is extra banned. His entire lawsuit against Twin Galaxies is based on the premise that he played on unmodified original arcade hardware, which is categorically not true. Not only from the videotapes, but now from the photos as well. And his lawsuit is full of lies where Billy claims the hardware was unmodified. Everyone just got caught out, big time. And it gets...
How did they even let this happen? Surely they would have recognized the stick, right? This man dedicated his entire life to Donkey Kong and his high score. He did one thing.
Wait. Is he trying to believe him right now? Charlie can't be believing him right now. There's no way. Because, like, he's playing along with the narrative that, like, he's even telling the truth about him playing the game. Like, cool, super cool if he did play the game and only used like a little cheat joystick or whatever it is, or maybe like some modified buttons or something. But regardless, good at the game. He didn't do that. The people that vouched for him are notorious liars. Like, they're criminal liars, literally. Just can't tell me Charlie believes. any of this.
It isn't even that cool getting a high score in Donkey Kong, and he let it define his entire fucking life for the last 24 years. And he wouldn't recognize that the stick isn't original? Surely he would have done everything in his power to keep these photos buried. Fucking burn the photos, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
He would have had to know that people would be able to easily see that it's not an original stick. He didn't release it. I get he wasn't the one that released it. What I'm saying is, I'm sure he would have done everything in his power to stop it from ever coming out. Like, legitimately burn these photos.
Yeah.
But maybe that was just beyond his control at this point. Like, who released it? Well, maybe Carl will mention it here in a moment. I'm just shocked he wouldn't go immediately to the event. He knew the photos were being taken. He was literally giving thumbs up with Todd Rogers in front of the cabinet. So he knew there were photos. And he would have known that people would have recognized that as a not legitimate, unmodified stick.
Of course.
So why would even A, let photos be taken, and B, not go to the event and, like, fucking scrub those archives?
Because
You may
he's
be wondering why Billy
lying,
would lie about
Charlie.
something
He
that can
doesn't
so
know
obviously
shit
be
about
just
Donkey
That's what I was
Kong.
just talking
The answer
about.
He
is
doesn't.
that Billy didn't know these photos existed. In
What?
fact, the entire Donkey Kong community didn't know these photos existed. They were only made public recently, and not by Billy Mitchell. These photos were never made public, and they were only retrieved now by directly contacting the
What is up with
organizers
his
of the
hair?
convention.
I hate his hair.
That blows my mind. He literally gave a thumbs up multiple times with Todd Rogers in front of that machine. Who was he giving the thumbs up for? He knew pictures were being taken. What did he think happened to that? What? Wait, what? This is a cool angle of Billy, though, I will say. His hair looks even more like a Lego block in this angle.
Oh my god, it's
but I still
so
just can't believe that he
bad.
wouldn't remember photos being
So
taken because he
bad.
posed multiple times for him. I'm also surprised that it took this long for someone to contact the event staff from the mortgage thing. I feel like a lot of people would have thought to do that a long time ago, but maybe just now they finally found the photos.
I cannot wait until this goes to trial, and
Wow.
you best believe that when it
Wow.
does, I'm going to cover it. I'm excited, and I think you should be too.
I
Because
am.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm
As
excited.
always, thank you so
That's
much
gonna
for
be
watching,
really
you
funny.
legends. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
This is also great news for Carl. This is a big Carl W as well, because he is currently getting sued by this goofball, this goober.
Yeah.
And as
That's
everyone knows,
awesome.
the #1 defense against defamation, which is what Billy Mitchell is coming after him for, is the absolute truth. And now, it seems, it has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, he cheated. Thus, the case against Carl is fucking kaput. It really just goes to show you, sometimes the simplest means and like the simplest explanations are the most effective. Hey, so you got this at a mortgage convention, what year? And where was it? Why don't I just
Like
give him a call? Maybe
He
they
is-
have
so
photos.
he
Hey,
is a
do you guys have any
legitimate
photos?
Donkey Kong
Oh, we do. Yeah, you want them? Yes, please. Bang.
You know how hard it is to become
And
the
now
best at
it's all
Donkey
over for
Kong.
Billy Mitchell's case. Aren't frivolous lawsuits illegal? Yeah,
I don't wanna
but it
get
feels
good
like
at
a lot of
Donkey-
people get away with doing
I
that.
wish-
He's made like an entire fucking
Charlie
career
should
off of
just get-
frivolous lawsuits.
Charlie has the time.
Has he actually
to.
won any lawsuits?
Charlie would be able to
My
get.
man, I don't think he's even had
so
one of his
good at
lawsuits
Donkey
make it to
Kong
a
and just
trial. They
beat
get
him.
thrown out so quick. But it's
That'd
still
be awesome.
expensive for the people he sues.
Be
It's still
incredible.
a headache. It's such an absurd thing to ruin your life over. All
Absolutely.
right, let's not get carried away. Billy Mitchell didn't ruin his life over this. He's not gonna go to jail. He just has a legacy of being a fucking joke of a person and an insufferable asshole for all the frivolous lawsuits he tosses at people that make fun of him or point out that he's cheated.
Yeah, he's just a jackass.
He hasn't ruined his life. The man has a fucking hot sauce deal, for God's sakes.
What?
None of which I think he earned, by the way. He has one accolade, and it's high scores at Donkey Kong that he fucking cheated.
Mhm.
So in fact, he got dealt a really lucky hand. He got one thing that he's never let go, and he's somehow found success from it. Might want to tone it back before he sues you. He can't anymore. He literally can't. Because the truth is now abundantly clear. Even if you set aside all of the inarguable evidence of him cheating, now these pictures that have come out confirm it even more beyond a shadow of a doubt. He legitimately can no longer sue anymore. Why do these confirm he's cheating? Oh, if you weren't here, I'll give you the quick explanation. So the whole claim is that he got the high scores on an unmodified.
He got the high score.
Oh yeah, and
Yep,
it's an
yep,
8-way
yep.
stick
I
apparently,
just watched it.
which is another banned device because it gives you an advantage. Play ball with you. Let's assume that is a stick cover and the original stick is still under there. That is A, still not allowed, and B, impossible, because here's what the original stick looks like. It's a tiny little
Yeah.
goofy, like almost doorknob.
Mm-hmm.
Not that long stretched one. So it can't
Totally
even
different.
just be a cover. It is a completely different stick. Chode versus grower. Yeah, I guess kinda. The OG is more chody. Not only that, I bet there was an emulator built into the arcade box. We're setting aside all of the massive amounts of evidence talking about it being on emulator, not original hardware. We're setting all that aside and just going by what we can physically see from the photos of the event, where it is clearly modified.
Yes.
You don't even need to touch all of the deep analysis, which also confirm that it's illegitimate. You can just look at the photos from the event and still get the correct
You have 100%
answer that it's fake.
legitimate.
I'm curious to see how he decides to fight this.
Proof
You know he will not admit it.
Not
so
right.
I'll make a prediction, and right now I'm on fire with my predictions. I think the way Billy Mitchell tackles this is the exact way that any fucking geriatric person would. It's all fake Photoshop, AI fabricated. He's going to claim that these photos are fabricated, they're AI generated or AI enhanced, something like that. The photos are fake. They've done something with the knob. It's, this was an original knob, but they've edited it all out. He's going to harp on it being photoshopped and doctored. 100%.
I believe that. But you can prove that that's not true. Alright. I will catch you guys in the next video. I appreciate you guys watching that with me. And, see ya.